Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Claudia Monicelli, your host, and I'm back with a new guest. Today I have with me Angela Beyer. She's talking to us from Florida. Welcome, Angela, and say hello to our audience.
Well, hello, and thank you for having me, Claudia.
It's a pleasure. Now, who is Angela? All right, now, this is something that I usually wouldn't consider for this type of a podcast, but the mind, body, and soul is to be considered one thing. So Angela Beyer, she's a renowned coach and health expert. It isn't just about aesthetics. She empowers women to build muscle, to cultivate healthy habits, and achieve lasting well-being. Sculpting bodies, she believes, and shaping lives is what she does. So from overcoming personal challenges to bodybuilding triumph and celebrity training, her journey fuels her passion for guiding others towards physical and mental empowerment. Now, she was a Miss Universe title holder. She's an author, she's mentioned in the media, in various media, and she's a podcast guest on award-winning podcasts. Her proven methods and inspiring success stories make her a sought-after expert in the transformation arena. So, Angela, as I said, when we talk about transforming and transformation, usually people come to me and ask me, how can I start my spiritual awakening? Okay. And I'm wondering, let's go back in your past, because I know that you came from another country. Talk to me about a little bit about that. Were you from originally? And how did you get to where you are?
Yes. Okay, so I went on a long journey of self-discovery and growing. And I am from Germany.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a very conservative environment, and I was never able to express what my talents were or where my heart was. So from a very young age, I was actually programmed to be in a frame, to present a certain picture, to perform a certain way.
Okay, so when you say from a very early age, what age about would that be?
Teenager. Yeah.
Oh, very young.
Very young. Yes.
Yeah.
From a really early age, I grew up in a very conservative household, and I had to present a certain image. I was under a lot of pressure. I was in this framework where I couldn't develop my own personality, grow into the woman I was supposed to be. And what happened was, I did, and I know it was all well meant by my parents. They had the best intentions.
It usually is.
Yeah, of course. But it was like this, okay, what is your profession is going to be? And my dad just gave me three options. He said, you either become a teacher, a nurse, or a banker.
Oh, and why the banker? How did that come in?
Like secretary. He said secretary.
Oh, okay. So when did you decide to make the jump and move to the United States?
Yeah. So I have to say, I went through a very, very dark time in my 20s.
In your 20s, did you say?
Yeah. So I was in management in a big bank. There were only two women in management at the time. It was a man's world. I was under a lot of pressure. Again, I wanted to present a certain look. All what matters was that I look good and I perform. And that
Yeah.
was in a very unhealthy relationship. And that actually kills your soul, so to speak. It killed my spirit. It killed all the joy I had in life.
How
And
did you realize that? What was they say the drop that broke the camel's back?
yes, actually a breakdown. And I woke up in the hospital.
Oh dear.
Yep, major health issues. And the doctors actually asked me if I would have a eating disorder, if I have a problem with food.
Oh, I see.
So what would happen is everything was chaos in my life. And the only thing I was able to control was my food. And
Oh,
that's what I did.
uh-huh.
So I just controlled my food intake, and I was very harsh. And I had, to be honest with you, like this crazy food talk all the time. Can you eat this? Can you do this? And then I over exercised, and I felt defeated, depressed, and very anxious all the
So
time.
let's say that there was a big concentration and focus on the physical, literally. The physical, the way you appeared and what you did, your size, your activities.
And to be honest with you, this is the thing. What I learned on this journey is that you can't just focus on one thing. It's three-dimensional, and you can only be healthy and happy
Yeah.
if body, mind, and spirit work together. And you have to heal all three things. You can't just look at one thing.
And how did you incorporate the soul into the mind and body? And when? About, interesting to know about in your journey. What age was that?
So in my late 20s, I decided that this crazy life can't continue. I couldn't continue. I would just disappear at one point. I would be gone, and that was it. It was, like I said, a very harsh time. And then I did something drastic. I quit my job. I broke up with my boyfriend, and I decided to take a break. And I went to the United States to learn English and to be exposed to something different. And it's an interesting thing how the energy changed, how I saw different things. And I was exposed to a lot of, how can I say, I was a unwritten piece of paper. I was unknown. Nobody judged me. It was non-judgmental. And I was able to discover certain things which were like peace of mind, practicing a meditation or gratitude or journaling. I started journaling when I was there. And
Interesting. Where if you don't mind me asking, in what part of the United States did you go?
I went to Florida.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
There was this school. And what happened in that state? Like, there was a lot of different things I was able to explore, which I never had the chance in Germany. And that's when I saw where my passion was and what I was able to do and my capability.
I'm laughing, I'm smiling when you're saying this because you keep saying a lot of things to try, a lot of things to explore. So I'm trying, in my mind, I'm going, oh, drugs, alcohol. What did she do?
Okay. I never had alcohol in my life, and I never had drugs in my life. I never smoked a cigarette. What I'm talking about is actually experience different energies, different ways of, finding faith and hope again. Because I was actually destroyed by society or my way of thinking
Right.
of reality and how I perceived it.
Right.
And I just created that story around how I supposed to be. And when I was in the States, I was actually able to just be me. And I was able to find friends and who showed me, like, for example, Reiki. I tried
Right.
Reiki master. I went to meditation groups. I went to different yoga classes. I went to, which I never did.
Uh-huh.
Nobody ever said, "Oh my God, you got to be tough. You
Interesting.
got to be strong. You got to." Yeah. So I
Interesting.
was able, and to be honest with you, to different churches. I just went there and find, I found peace there, a lot of peace,
Interesting.
which gave me the strength to do a lot of things.
Well, I can imagine. Now, when you, well, how did you stay? Because this was in your 20s, right? Your later 20s, 7, 8, 9. How were you able to remain, or did you go back and forth between Germany and the United States?
Very good question. So after the language school, I got an internship as a banker, like as a banker in a bank. And now, isn't that the interesting thing? And this is what I also learned. I just went back to my comfort zone because that's what I was
Yes.
trained to do.
You were used to that.
Yep. I just went back to that. And I'm sitting in the bank thinking, wow, this is again like a dead zone for me. There is no
I,
energy. Yeah.
I went to the cemetery. Okay.
There is something about it where I just was moving papers around, not touching lives, not being able to
Interesting.
really help somebody. And I am a healer, and I'm a person
Okay.
who cares about the well-being and of others. And I saw that again, this is not fulfilling, but it was a way of staying. So I thought,
Yes. Oh, good. So you
mhm,
were in what do they call it?
it was an internship.
An internship. How long did that last?
That was an 18-month internship, and
That's a
in that
good
time,
time. That's 18 months
yeah,
is that. And so what did you do after that? Did you get married?
yeah.
No. She's shaking her head. No.
This is like a way of getting a green card, yes,
Yes.
but um,
But you didn't
I
do that.
actually, no, I asked my immigration lawyer to get a work visa. I wanted
Ah,
to, get a work visa as a banker and get going and see how far I can get. And she said, as a banker, um, you don't have any special skills. You can't get a work visa. There are too many bankers in the United
right.
States. You're not able to stay. And see how this works. You can say fate, you can call like God or the universe, but there was this already planned out path for me.
You think
And I,
that you're sure of
yeah,
this.
yes, I didn't see it at that point.
So you
Now,
didn't
when I look,
cry. You didn't cry with your
no,
lawyer. No. Go on.
no,
I'm curious.
I said there has to be another way. And you said I don't have any special skills as a banker, but what I can do really well is I can lift things up and put them down. I can do something.
Yes, you must be one strong woman.
And that, yes, that goes hand in hand because if you are strong in your body, you have a stronger mindset.
Yeah.
You have more clarity in your life, and you
Yeah.
really it goes hand in hand. The muscle and the mind is so strongly connected, and if you're able to create something with your body, you're able to create more in your mind. I mean, I
Come
can.
on, Angela. Hurry up. I can't wait to know what happened. Where did you go work?
Okay, so my lawyer said, okay, if you have special skills in bodybuilding, you have to get a world champion title for the United States in order to get a green card.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I guess that was motivation.
That was motivation. Was I scared? Yes, I was very scared.
Yeah.
And what I did it anyway. I take the fear,
I
I
can't
put it in
believe
the
it.
back. Yep, and I'll just go. And this is the time where it got uncomfortable.
Oh,
I had to get out of my comfort zone, not knowing if I'm able to do this.
oh,
And I always tell now my clients when they have hurdles in their life that you got to get a little bit uncomfortable
of course.
to
Yeah.
actually see what you're made out of. And if you have fear, it's a good thing to have fear and embrace the fear because the fear is a good thing. It gives you the extra edge to overcome that obstacle.
How long did it take you to practice or to train until you got a title?
So I had the conversation with my immigration lawyer in March, and my first competition, that was the Miss Florida in natural bodybuilding,
Right?
was in October.
Okay, so that's uh August, September, October. That's 7 months. Well, that's
Yeah,
pretty good time.
yeah. So, oh yeah, and the thing is too, I felt at certain points overwhelmed, but then I took it day by day. I
Well,
thought
of
about,
course,
yeah,
you had
if
to
you do it one day,
at a time.
you do, yeah, you do another day and another day and another day, and you string along all those good days, and
Yeah,
then all
but
of a sudden,
during that time, you were still employed at the bank? Oh, so you
yeah,
planned this during that 18-month period.
yes,
Ah, very smart. Very smart.
yeah,
So, how was the competition?
yeah. So I won Miss Florida, got qualified for Miss USA. Then I went to the Miss USA show in Los Angeles, won Miss USA, got qualified for Miss Universe,
Woo!
and I was called to represent Miss Universe, the United States at the Miss Universe show, and I won Miss Universe.
Wow. Wow. And then did you get your title? Did you
I
get your
got
green card?
I got my green card, yes.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, I remember I was in California at the competition, and the next day I went to Saddleback Church to just
Pray.
thank, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, thank the Lord that I made this, that I got the strength to actually do that. And it was a magical place. And that started for me my new journey. I
Yeah.
said, okay,
Another spiritual
it,
journey.
yes. And I stopped being a banker
Ah,
and
thank
I
God. Well, no,
started,
nothing. This is not against bankers. Yeah.
now, but it was not my thing. And like I said, then I started being a personal trainer. And what I saw was the missing link. I can train people, but they're not getting to the healthy place they want to be. So then I started health coaching. And with health coaching, I looked at their lifestyle, at their habits, about being balanced, about stress management, connecting to their mind, to their soul, to all of it. It's a three-dimensional thing.
Angela, at this time, so your story's telling me that you never went back to Germany during that period, but you
Nope.
have gone back, I imagine, right?
See my parents, yeah.
Have they come to the United States to see you?
They love Florida.
I
Yeah,
can imagine. Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah.
fantastic. That's
It's very,
fantastic. Good. And this was how many years ago did you get the title of Miss Universe for the United States?
that was 2009.
Okay, so quite a long time ago. But that has sort of been an important part of your curriculum and your business curriculum. So you have more than muscle strength, you have your actual, and how can I say, achievement strength. You have achieved so much. And let me to ask you about your business, all right? Because usually people have, I talk to a lot of coaches, life coaches usually. And one question that I like to ask is, first of all, do you work on a one-to-one basis? Do the people purchase online courses from you? Are they part of groups? How does it work?
Very good question. So I do one-on-one, and I also do courses, but I always offer support.
Okay.
Very important. I
Okay.
want them to know that they're there, that I'm there for them. They can contact me. I'm a real person, and what, because everybody is different.
Of
There is
course.
this individuality. Yeah,
Yeah. Do
and
you
that makes
have
it fun.
any clients from Germany
Yeah.
online? All right. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, um, let's say that since you have a one-on-one relationship, uh, there must be some successful cases and some less successful cases. Can you give me, let's go from the worst to the best, a, a case that you felt was just, you just couldn't do anything for the person? You felt like you came away like you may have learned something, but you just underperformed. Let's put it that way. Was there a case
Um,
like that?
it, it's not underperformed, but you have to take action.
Uh huh.
If I have a client who has too many excuses
Uh huh.
and tell me why they cannot
Uh
do
huh.
certain things,
Yeah.
then they won't see any results.
Okay.
So it is, again, hard work to accomplish things, and you have to work through them. And honesty is the best policy. So if you work on yourself, I can guide and coach you to get where you want to be. But if you're not open for that,
Yes.
and if you're not taking action, you won't see any
Oh,
results.
let's go to a very successful story then.
Oh, yeah. I have actually many of them. My clients are rock stars. And
Thank God.
yeah, and interestingly, I train most of the time women who went through a major event where they need healing time, where
Emotional
they want,
event.
yes, emotional event. And that's when they want to focus on themselves,
All right.
want to find peace,
Right.
heal, take care of their body. And again, it goes hand in hand. And I had clients, they just uh, got out of a horrible marriage or something. And I had one client, she went through a divorce, gained a lot of weight because
Poor
she was
woman.
hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiding, not wanted to be seen.
Right.
So she had this big
Huge
body
body.
to protect and hide.
Uh-huh.
And we started, she was very, very curious and interested in healing, the healing process.
Uh-huh.
And what I usually do, and I mentioned that before, I love journals.
Right.
So she started journaling, and I wanted her to actually write down when she ate, how she
Right.
felt.
Right.
So
Exactly.
there,
The,
yeah, there
you
is the
you it's
connection.
very telling what
Yes,
emerges from journals, especially because you see patterns, and that's why journaling is so powerful. Okay.
yes.
Well, wrapping this up, I'm going to ask you a question as a potential client. Okay. I understand from your background that you work with weights and just, muscle building and all of that. But I wanted to know, according to you, is swimming, does it help in as resistance training? What do you think? She's
Okay.
laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, she's laughing.
Okay. So if swimming is your jam and this is the exercise you like to do, it's good to start out with that. And swimming has a lot of benefits, and especially with the water, yeah, you have resistance with it. Now, if it comes to overall health, you have to use some weights, but you're not ready yet. And that's okay. But I like you to start out with the swimming, which has a ton of health benefits.
So I'm ready to graduate. Let's say, I've been swimming for years and I'm going to graduate, but I don't like to go to the gym because I used to work in a gym and I'm allergic to having people tell me what to do. So I have, at my home, what is better? Working with kettlebells or working with dumbbells?
Oh my God. That is
yeah, I know.
Okay, this is very, very nuanced. And there is no worse or better, so to speak. Both are good. What you want to do is, and you can do this with dumbbells or kettlebells, you want to have enough resistance to actually force your body to work hard.
Right.
You
mean,
challenge
what do you mean
body.
distance? You need room? A lot of room?
No, like you want a progressive increase of weight to force your body to grow.
Okay.
And if you do it with dumbbells or with kettlebells at your house, I don't care. I want you to do it. And this is fantastic. I think the easier your setup is and the more available it is,
the more you do it.
Yeah. The more you do it.
Wow.
And create. Yeah.
Wow. Ladies, gentlemen. I am so sorry we have to cut this off, but in the description of my video, of this interview, the podcast episode, I will give you all the information on Angela Beyer. Thank you so much for being with us today, Angela.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow Let's Talk Soul Podcast on Instagram. Let's Talk Soul Podcast is a production of Electrocast Media. Our executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. If you like our show and like what you hear, please subscribe and give us a rating wherever you enjoy podcasts. And remember, stay curious, stay inspired, and never stop exploring the depths of your soul.
Have you ever wondered what actually happens in Congress every day? Stay informed on Capitol Hill's daily happenings with a concise, factual summary of the Senate and House of Representatives' activities from the previous session, free from bias, on the Congressional Record Daily Digest podcast. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and discover the process from the heart of U.S. politics. The Congressional Record Daily Digest, an Electrocast production.
Electrocast.
Hi everyone, I'm Geraldine Glass, a leader in the field of music as medicine, and I'm excited to share with you my newest release of healing sound, Pentatonic Visions, with Chris Scholler and Electrocast Records. Immerse yourself in ethereal realms where the harmonies of nature, tribal rhythms, and soundscapes blend with the crystal singing bowls. It's out now, streaming on all platforms.